I'm Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Millard. Coming up on NewsBrake, I explain WTF NFTs are.
I'm Allie O'Neill, explaining why certain props are NFT.
I'm John Babcock. Coming up on Sketchworks NewsBrake, I'm at a bank.
Plus our usual in-depth coverage of everything that happened in the world last week. Coming up right now on Sketchworks NewsBrake. It's March 16th, 2021, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxel, and I need a haircut. Over the weekend, President Biden was asked if America's worst governor, Andrew Cuomo, should resign. Biden declined to respond, but did offer Cuomo some advice. Instead of coming at women straight on, sneak up behind them. That way they can't see who's being inappropriate. America's second worst governor, California's Gavin Newsom, is raising money to keep his job. He faces a possible recall election this year. Keep in mind, the last time California voters recalled a governor, they got Arnold Schwarzenegger as a replacement. Recalling Newsom means voters could have to say Governor Sylvester Stallone, Governor Jean-Claude Van Damme, or, God forbid, Governor Steven Seagal. Gunmen attacked a school in Nigeria, kidnapping staff and at least 30 students. School officials say they haven't had this dark a day since losing to the warblers at regional. Scientists want to store the DNA of 6.7 million species on the moon. Oh, and we have a few boxes of Christmas decorations. Can we store those on the moon as well? When asked how they'll collect 6.7 million DNA samples, NASA said they'll leave it to the professionals, like your mom. Staying in space, and speaking of staying in space, NASA astronaut Mark Vande Hei may spend the next year at the International Space Station. It's not really his choice. Vande Hei may have to give up his return flight home this fall to a space tourist. But if he does get bumped, he'll get a $200 voucher that's good for any future flights to outer space. Lawmakers in Mexico have approved a bill which will legalize the use of recreational marijuana in the country. This move came as a surprise to many who assumed weed was already legal in Mexico. The FBI says conspiracies and paranoia drove a man to blow up his motorhome in downtown Nashville on Christmas Day. FBI agents scrutinized Anthony Quinn Warner's interest in conspiracy theories after learning he believed shape-shifting reptiles would take on a human form to take over society. Good thing he never saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A portrait of the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which hangs in the lobby of Washington, D.C.'s Hotel Zena, is getting a lot of attention. That's because the portrait is made up of 20,000 painted tampons. The tampon portrait stands 13 feet tall, so you really have to stand back if you want to soak it all in. In continuing COVID news, the German Association of Intensive Care Doctors, or GAICD, anyway, they're calling for a return to a stricter lockdown. And whenever the Germans say they want something done stricter, we're all in trouble. A teachers' union Facebook group told teachers not to post vacation photos while on spring break, to which they replied, "How do we know if it's spring break? We've been on break all year." While getting paid, mind you. It's fun to hold kids hostage. The digital artist known as Beeple sold an NFT of his work, Every Days, the first 5,000 days, for $69 million at a Christie's auction this week. Until October, the most Beeple had ever sold a print for was $100. After moving to NFTs, he sold a series of works in December for $3.5 million. As someone who has never sold a work of art, but would like millions of dollars, NFTs intrigue me, but I have no effing idea what they are.
Brian, I've been going through my collection of tokens to see if any of these are non-fungible. Unfortunately, it appears that these tokens are in fact fungible. Huh. Oh, look at that, a Susan B. Anthony dollar. I wonder why these never took off. What the hell is this? Why is there Canadian money in my fungible tokens? Ugh. Hey, I found a token. It's for Chuck E. Cheese. It's a fungible token. Sorry, Brian.
Certain props are NFT, meaning not for the take. So in this box here, I have a whole bunch of rubber and plastic pistols that I don't want to take out because I don't want to get in trouble, but that's where the ones are for practicing. And then we have real ones that are hidden somewhere else that I'm also not allowed to touch because I don't want to get in trouble. Hang on. Go for props. Thank you. They're really serious about safety, y'all. I gotta keep this mask on. For Sketchworks NewsBrake, I'm Allie O'Neill.
Brian, NTFs, or non-fungible tokens, are units of cryptocurrency, of which Bitcoin is included. Now, as the name implies, these tokens are not...
Thank you, Tim, Allie, and Babs. I'll be posting my new non-fungible work of art, Doodles on a Post-it Note, as an NFT, which will be available soon at an auction house near you for $50 million. Or more. Kia recalled thousands of cars because of engines catching on fire. The company says if you want an engine that doesn't catch on fire, you'll have to upgrade to their luxury model. While hiking the Negev desert in Israel, an 11-year-old boy discovered a biblical-era amulet. And, by the transformative law of divine providence, he is now ruler of the earth. His first supreme order, 11-year-olds can stay up past their bedtime. The Catholic Church is refusing to bless same-sex unions because, as the Vatican puts it, God can't bless sin. God didn't approve of sexual abuse, but that certainly didn't stop the Catholic Church, now did it? Here's an awkward and forced segue. The 63rd annual Grammy Garden Party was held Sunday night. Winners included Thundercat, Bad Bunny, Megan Thee Stallion, and Snarky Puppy. So if you want to make it in the music industry, just name yourself after an animal. Justin Bieber expressed his disappointment with the Grammys. The inked-up Canadian singer's album Changes received nominations in the pop field. Bieber insisted he made an R&B album. The Grammys said, try again. Thursday, the Alabama House of Representatives voted to end its 30-year ban on teaching yoga in public schools. However, the greeting of Namaste is expressly prohibited. Instead, the Alabama House recommends people say, Roll Tide! A fitness instructor made his daughter sign a lifelong contract pledging to never get fat. To draft the contract, he just copied and pasted the language from Donald and Melania Trump's prenup. Brigham's Ice Cream has decided to rename its flavor Just Jimmy's due to concerns about the name's racist origins. The new flavor will be called Please Don't Cancel Us and Cream. In sports, after 20 years in the NFL, New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees is retiring. Brees posted a video on Instagram of his 4 children announcing the retirement decision. He couldn't even announce his own retirement? He made his kids do it for him? What a wuss. Also in sports, well, sort of. A high school basketball announcer blames diabetes as the reason why he used a racial slur during a game. Matt Rowan insulted a girls' basketball team by calling them the N-word during a broadcast. He says his diabetes sometimes makes him say hurtful things. Who'd have thought racism is a symptom of high blood sugar? Lawn care company TruGreen posted on their website that they are looking to pay someone $1,000 to play cornhole and document their experience. Meanwhile, Andy Dick posted on his website he'll pay $100 for someone to play glory hole. Police in Germany solved a 9-year-old burglary thanks to DNA found on a half-eaten sausage at the crime scene. It's a worst-case scenario for the suspected burglar. The German word for sausage is worst. That's the joke. I'm sorry for that. The Andy Dick joke, not the pun. Although I'm kind of sorry for the pun, too. But mostly the Andy Dick joke. A bill before the Oregon legislature would permit the state to allow the composting of human remains, which means the dirt they throw on your grave could be you. Composting human remains is easy. I've been doing this for years. Simply stuff the cadaver in your wooden pallet compost pile with leaves, twigs, banana peels, eggshells, coffee grounds, what have you. Wait a month and a half, then poof, human compost. It works wonders for your tomato plants. If passed, Oregon would be the second state to allow human composting. Can you name the first state to permit the composting of human remains? Enter your answers in the comments section below. You have a 1 in 49 chance of being correct. The dating app Coffee Meets Bagel will now let users filter out people who haven't been vaccinated for COVID-19. Although Leonardo DiCaprio will just continue to filter out anyone over 19. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your mom for me. Well, unless she's over 19.
Fungible, meaning they cannot be exchanged for something of equal value. The way a $20 bill can be exchanged for 2 10s, or 4 5s, or 1 10 and 2 5s, or 400 nickels. No, in essence, they are an image, art, digital in nature, and being digital art, it is not as unique as artwork by the likes of Picasso, or Vermeer, or Matisse, but NTF, or Gauguin, yes. But MTFs do have the creator's signature on the blockchain, which acts as a ledger digitally to record publicly where that particular NTF has been used. Brian?